Hi guys, it's Becky at Babes in Hairland. Today we're sharing a 5-strand pullback and flower braid or rosette style. But for starters, in case you didn't see on Instagram, my oldest daughter recently had layers, long layers cut into her hair. It's kind of hard to see in these pictures, but it's made quite the difference in her hair and what we can do with it and how curls turn out and so forth. So to begin with, we just curled the ends with our flat iron just to give a little bit of texture on the bottom. And then you will start over here on the left side of the head, and I'm just going to speed this up really quick, but have a part up on the middle or on the side and then part down to the left ear because you're going to begin a 5-strand braid. Okay, so what I do is I divide all that hair into two pieces, then I make the 4th and 5th section, passing the 5th one over the 4th. Then I make the 3rd one and pass that under the 3rd one. Then on the left, 1 and 2, one goes over 2, and then under 3. Back to the right, you will take the 5th section, over the 4th section, and under the 3rd. Then on the left, 1 goes over 2, and then it passes under the 3rd. And then that pattern continues, 5 over 4 and under 3, 1 over 2 and under 3. So I'm just going to speed this up, but you'll want to continue that same pattern all the way down until you've braided far enough that you know that your braid will reach halfway across the back of the head. Then just gently tug on the edges of your braid if you want to widen it up, to flatten it out. That's purely your choice though. Then clip it off temporarily on the end and then move to the right side. And I part down to the right ear, so you're just gathering that hair up front. Then we're going to make another 5-strand braid. So again, I will divide this section of hair in half, and then up on top, I'm going to divide it into 2, pass 5 over 4, and then I'm going to make that middle section and pass it under the 3rd section. Then on the right, I'll divide that into 2, cross 1 over 2, and under the 3rd section, and then top 5 over 4 and under 3, 1 over 2 and under number 3. So this pattern just continues. It's always a little trickier to start these. Once you've done a few full rotations of the braid, it's a lot easier to see where the sections of hair go and which to cross over and under. But we're just going to speed this up. And again, you're going to want this to reach halfway across the back of the head so it can meet in the middle, and then pull on the edges to loosen this up and flatten it out a bit. Once you have it the way you like, temporarily clip it off, and then you're going to join these two braids in the back with an elastic. And I have her holding the hair down and back. That helps not pull up hair from below. Once you've got that secured, just pull on the edges of your braids to widen them out and flatten them. And then you will start in the middle here with the section of hair and just make a basic 3-strand braid. As you braid, on the left side, gently tug on the edges of the braid. I roll this one to the right when I'm ready, so the left side needs to be feathered out a little bit to add to the flower bun or rosette look. So once you've braided all the way down and the left edge of your braid has been kind of feathered out, secure the end with an elastic and then actually loop the tail up and then begin to roll. All you're going to do is hide that behind so the loop is kind of hidden, and roll it into itself, and then cover that elastic in the center. And then with a few bobby pins, simply secure it to the back of the head. You don't want these to show if possible, so I use little ones as well. So here's a little baby bobby pin that's shorter. Those help hide when you're working with less hair. So that's all there really is to this style. This is a great style for a teenager, and it worked wonderfully with her long layers. And here's a quick look at the finished product. with the pretty 5-strand braids on the sides coming back into the flower braid or rosette there in the center. So please give us a thumbs up, comment, and let us know what you think. And we hope you'll check out all of our tutorials over on babesandhairland.com, and you can find us on Instagram at babesandhairlandblog. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.